Hello guys, welcome to the 3D market commentary for today. Let me just get the disclaimers up on the top left hand corner. Please read them. If you need to pause the video to do so, then by all means do that as well if I go through them a bit too quickly. Now, welcome to the 3D market commentary. This is the first one back after our New Year, so Happy New Year to everybody. I hope you had a good celebration, of course, the night of, and of course have some good resolutions or things to look forward to this year as well. And of course, wishing you all an amazing trading year ahead. Now, our 3D market commentary is a video that we do every day to give context to an email that we send out every day. Now, we send that email out to all of our free members, and in that email we have information on major world markets, statistics and probabilities, looking at three main elements. That's why we call it the 3D market commentary. Now, I'll show you that in a second. Before I do so, just to highlight to you here, we have questions. So you've got Becky@tradictive.com that you can email. You've got support@tradictive.com that you can email. There's also, if I can bring it up here. Oh, I've lost it. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to have to just quickly make sure I can see what I need to see. Is it there? There it is. Brilliant. Sorry about that. So let's bring this up. You've got tradewithufos.com/Becky. That's also a place you can come if you have questions, because you can scroll down, log in for free and ask questions in this public space where other people can see the questions and the answers. So you might actually find the answer to your question here anyway. From this link, you can also get different platforms and apps, some of which are free, that you can check out there, and you can book one-on-one coaching as well if you'd like to. Okay, so let's bring up our news flash. So that was the 3D approach, the different probabilities and statistics that we go into, and on the right hand side we have a chart, because of course everything comes from the data from these markets. So it's a 3D approach, as I said, and we're looking at three main elements. First thing is market climate. We use an app to help us with this called AutoClimate. Essentially what this is where are the probabilities? Are the probabilities up? Are the probabilities down? Or are they neither direction? And therefore, what do we do? Do we buy, sell, or do nothing? So we use an app to help us. If you ignore the lines and just focus on the dots, you'll see that we have red dots that are thick, we have thick blue dots, and we have thin dots as well. The thick red dots show us when we have probability down. The thick blue dots show us when we have probability up, and the thin dots show us when we don't have probability either way. So we'll look at that per market where we have probability. We'll then look at buy and sell UFOs. UFOs stands for unfilled orders, and what we're looking for here are where are buyers and where are sellers, where are lots of them. Why? Because the more buyers we have, the more likely they are to push price up. The more sellers we have, the more likely they are to push price down. So we want to know where they are. Again, we use an app to help us. UFOs that show us where buyers are, and we see these little red UFOs that show us where sellers are. So we're going to look at that per market as well, and then we'll look at market volatility, essentially how quickly we expect these markets to move. Okay, so we will start with the S&P 500. Now bear in mind as well, we are looking at daily charts, so different things happen on different time frames. We are looking at daily charts here for each of these markets. So for the S&P 500, the top 500 US stocks, we have a thick blue dot there, probability upwards. Now we are coming to the end of what would be a normal move to the upside, but for the time being, we still do have probability up. We have buyers as well down here at 4479.75 to 4436.25. So overall probability up here with the S&P. In terms of volatility, we would expect that the S&P 500, again top 500 US stocks, would move up or down in 1 year by 17.33%. So in a day, that's 52.25 points up or down. In a week, 115.03 points up or down. And in a month, 239.46 points up or down. So that's the S&P 500. Moving on to the next market, which is oil. Okay, and as I load that, just to point your attention up here about the different courses that we offer. We do courses in futures, stocks, forex, backtesting, trading plans, and psychology. So check those out if you think they'll be helpful. A lot of them come with 3-month complimentary access to the apps. Now, AutoClimate is a free app on most platforms. You can get it on anyway. AutoUFOs is a monthly subscription-based app. You can subscribe directly to them. You don't need to have a course in order to use the UFOs. You can subscribe directly just to use the UFOs. However, a lot of the time, getting a course and getting them for free for 3 months is actually cheaper than simply just subscribing for the UFOs during that time, if that makes sense. Okay, so oil. We have a thin dot there. Not enough probabilities either way. We do nothing. No point trading where we don't have clear probability. Now, we do have buyers beneath us at 73.95 to 72.27 or 0.27. So as price comes down, if it hits these stack of buyers, we would expect them to push price back up. For the time being, though, obviously not there. We have sellers here at 79.23 to 77.98. Same would be true there. If price were to come up and hit these sellers, we'd expect them to push price down. So for the time being, not enough probability either way. Now, in terms of volatility, we'd expect that oil would move up or down in a year by 42.62%, 2.05 points up or down. In a week, 4.51 points up or down. And in a month, 9.39 points up or down. So that's crude oil. Okay, the next market is gold. Let's have a quick look at gold. Oh, there we go. So as I load gold, just to bring your attention down here to our coaching and support, we do offer a lot for free on YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn and things like that. And of course, we respond to your questions for free. So by all means, use everything that we make available to you. We do also have a closed coaching community, which is a small monthly fee to have access to more of our time in a closed environment. But like I said, we do a lot for free anyway. Okay, so with gold, we have a thick blue dot, probability upwards, and therefore more likely to be looking to buy. Now, we have come to the end of what would be a usual move to the upside. So we're about to be overextended, but for the time being, we do have probability up still. Now, we have buyers down here at 1781.3 to 1753, and we have sellers up here at 1873.3 to 1844.2. And we're kind of in the middle. So unlikely that either stack of buyers or sellers will affect us today. But what we will have is, of course, probability up coming from the climate. So in terms of volatility, we would expect gold to go up or down in a year by 14.61%. So in a day, that's 16.81 points. In a week, it's 37.01 points up or down. And in a month, 77.04 points. So that's gold. Okay, the next market we have is the US dollar. So let's just load the US dollar here. Okay, so with the US dollar, we've got a bit of a conflicting thing going on right now, because we have sellers pushing to the downside. We have probability down on our climate, a thick red dot there showing us probability is down. But, so we've got sellers pushing down, so let's visualize that. Sellers pushing down at the moment, but we've just hit some buyers here at 95.595 to 94.965 that have worked once, twice now to push price up. That's why we want to know where the buyers are, because they're likely to push price up. So we want to know where that's likely to happen. So we've got sellers pushing down, but buyers pushing up at around about the same price. So I would say keep out of that, let the winner win, and then jump on that rather than get involved in that fight. That's my personal take on that. So in terms of volatility, we would expect that the US dollar would move up or down in 1 year by 5.29%. So in a day, that's 0.32 points up or down. In a week is 0.7 points up or down. And in a month, 1.46 points up or down. So that's the US dollar. The next market there is backed Bitcoin. This is the last market that we'll look at. So with backed Bitcoin, we have, let me just move that so we can see our buyers as well. We have a thick red dot, probability to the downside. We have sellers here at 52,165 to 50,665. And we have buyers all the way down here, relatively further away, at 32,820 to 31,615. So overall, probability down here and closer to sellers for them to push price down again. In terms of volatility, we'd expect that Bitcoin would move up or down in a year by 74.83%. So in a day, that's 2,225.05 points up or down. In a week, 4,898.23 points up or down. And in a month, 10,196.48 points up or down. So that's backed Bitcoin. That's the last of our markets. Now for each of our markets, what we've looked at is market climate using our Auto Climate app. Where do we have probabilities? Up, down, or nowhere? We used the app to help us, and we looked for either a thick red dot, which shows us probability down, a thick blue dot that shows us probability up, or a thin dot of either colour that shows us probability either way. We looked at buy and sell UFOs. We have buyers and sellers on our chart using an app that shows us where price is likely to move up or down from. And then we looked at volatility, how quickly we expect the markets to move. So we've looked at these things per market. Now the last thing we need to be aware of is our weekly economic calendar. We get this from fxstreet.com and we filter by high impact news. So today being Monday, there's nothing out today. It's a bank holiday, of course, in most places, or a lot of places. So nothing coming out today. Tomorrow and for the rest of the week, there will be news coming out on particular markets. So be aware of those, but we'll cover those off day by day. If you have any questions, please go to tradewithufos.com/Becky. You can get apps and platforms here. You can book one-on-one coaching. And you can log in here for free and ask questions publicly so that we can answer them publicly and everybody can learn from this place. If you would rather email me, you can do that at becky@tradictive.com. Either way, guys, hope you have a great start to the first trading week of the year. Hope you have a great start to your year in general. I will be back on Thursday for another session, so I'll see you guys then. My colleague Boyan will be taking it tomorrow and Wednesday, so please join him.